What is the key for the Niners to exploit the 32nd ranked Seahawks defense?
I wrote about this a little bit earlier this week. They really need to come out and use Juszczyk, keep him on the field all the time, and really just go after him with what they've been doing. I don't think they really need to change up what we've seen from them the last couple of weeks, and take advantage of Seattle in some mid-range balls down the field. But just really keep doing what you've been doing, and you'll be successful.
I would say attack the middle of the field in the passing game, because they haven't been good in that. Bobby Wagner was actually the worst linebacker in coverage last season, and he hasn't improved at all this season. So I would expect George Kittle to have a big game, but also Kendrick Bourne. They love using those 12 to 15-yard digs with Kendrick Bourne in the middle of the field. I would expect those to be open all day. So this secondary is not good in the middle of the field, and I'm attacking that all day with the 49ers, and it will help maybe getting Garoppolo some play actions. And then you have a little Y leak as well. That just this defense is not good. And if you can mess with them psychologically, it should be open all day for the 49ers.
Yeah, it's 100% going to be open all day. So run the ball early and often, and then eventually the whole playbook's going to be off limits, where you can even just straight up start chucking it, just straight gashing them, leak it, boot it, whatever you want to do. I feel like they're going to take advantage. I mean, I know some people want to say, oh, look at the yards they're giving up. And of course, it's because opposing offenses are playing catch up. And it's true. It's true. It's like, hey, it's not as terrible as it is. But I mean, in my eyes, if I'm trying to think how knowing Kyle Shanahan with the talent he has, even though he's without Debo and Raheem Mostert, they're still a terrible defense. He's still going to steamroll them. And I'm kind of expecting something similar. Maybe not Jimmy Garoppolo, but I'm expecting something similar of how dominant they were the last time they were in Seattle. So run that ball early, and exactly what Jack and Leo said in terms of same game plan, keep it simple, and then just run those nice little confusing patterns. And then it's just going to be a psychological abuse out there.
You can probably beat Seattle by throwing it deep a couple times, but why would you get away from what's working so well by running the ball? Seattle has played 3 straight games where they've given up 103, 201, and 159 rushing yards the last 3 games. And that was one of those was Minnesota, which, as we can see, is not the best offense, but they stuck to running the ball. Miami, if they didn't just get into that field goal trap game, they probably could have beat the Seahawks too. And then Arizona obviously did beat the Seahawks. So if the 49ers stick to the run, don't fall for that trap of an arms race, because Russell Wilson will beat them in that. They need to control the ball, run the ball, and that's how they can win.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, my only question is, when you're going up against a terrible defense, I think everything's available. Pass rush stinks. The run defense stinks. The secondary's good, but they can't cover forever. So to me, the only way the Niners screw this up is if Shanahan starts doing that thing where, he starts Tevin Coleman and gives them 15 carries. And it's they just play all the wrong players. As long as they get Brandon Ayuk 8 touches, Kittle 8 touches, Jermichael Hasty 11 touches, they should be fine. But if it's one of these games where the ball's going to Coleman and McKinnon and Trent Taylor, it's I don't know. So as long as they just use the players correctly, they should be fine. And that's really my question with the Niners is personnel usage. It's almost like Shanahan isn't watching practice. He's letting his dad tell him over the phone who he thinks should be playing and who he thinks is good. It's nah, man, it's obvious. It's clear to all of us. You got to just play Jermichael Hasty, get Brandon Ayuk a little bit more involved and actually throw to anyone besides Trent Taylor, and you'll be fine. That's what I say. I don't know.
Say your famous Tevin Coleman line, please.
Oh, I forget how I did, but it was I predict that he'll be on the field for the first snap of the game, receive the handoff, and gain 3 yards.
If you got to the finger wag, actually helped. Actually put the hit. That made it better.
I swear, if he's on the field for the first play of the game, I'm thinking, anything could happen. If it's Hasty, if it's anyone else, I'm okay, Shanahan's serious. He's not going to mess around. But when Coleman's in the game, I'm all right, well, you're just wasting a possession here. Not every time, but most of the time with Coleman, it's a waste of possession. That's just the way I feel.
I could see a scenario where, and you'll hate this, where Tevin Coleman or Jerick McKinnon, if McKinnon plays more, get a couple more snaps if Jamal Adams is out there, just because of the blitzing ability. And they're probably more reliable in pass blocking than Hasty. Hasty's definitely a better weapon out of the backfield. But that could be a way that Shanahan does get Coleman on the field for your anger.
Great point.
That makes sense.
That's fair.
But Jamal Adams ain't going to be out there for a while, from what I hear.
Oh, snap.
Jamal Adams, pass rushing legend.
Sources, rumors.